Hello students, today in this lecture we will discuss about the basic parts of shaper machine and how to draw the basic 2D diagram of the shaper machine, and further we will also discuss about different types of shaper machines available. So let us start with our basic discussion about the different parts available in the shaper machine, and to understand this let us have a look at this simple figure of this shaper machine. Now to understand these different parts, let us have a look at one by one. This first part, at this particular portion tool is available, and that's why this portion is called as tool holder. So it is known as tool holder. Similarly, as we have discussed in our previous lecture, to maintain the tool movement during forward and return stroke, one particular mechanism is attached with this shaper machine, and that mechanism is called as clapper box mechanism. So it is called as clapper box. Similarly, at this particular portion workpiece is set, and that's why this particular portion is called as the table. And now this table can be moved up and down at this particular portion, and that is why the up and down movement obtained by particular part of the shaper machine, and that part is called as the column. This bottom part, which supports the entire assembly available of this shaper machine, and it is called as the bed. Similarly, this another portion which supports entire top portion of this particular machine, and it is also known as the column. Now as the tool reciprocates in this horizontal direction, and the movement of this tool on this particular part is indicated as rem, means the part which helps to obtain the reciprocating movement of the tool, and that part is called as the rem. And the stroke of this rem, or the stroke length of the rem, can be maintained or can be arranged by this particular portion, and this can be used to arrange stroke length. So it is used to arrange stroke length. Now the another part which you can see over here, and this gearing mechanism, this particular shaft, and this particular part is used to maintain automatic movement or automatic feed movement of the work table for automatic machining process, and this mechanism is used to maintain automatic machining operation. And the mechanism which is used, that we will also discuss in our further topics. So these are the basic parts available in the shaper machine, and which are helpful to obtain proper machining operation. Now again let us further summarize all the parts with the help of the 2D figure which you need to draw in your examination also. So the next figure that you can see over here. Now further, as we have discussed, the tool is arranged over here, and this particular portion which is tool, and the part used to hold this tool is called as the tool holder. Now the another part shown over here, it is called as the tool slide, means the tool feed movement may be in upward or downward direction. This movement can be obtained with the help of this tool slide. another part, that is the apron clamping bolt, which are used for clamping purpose. Similarly, as you can see over here, swivel base is indicated. That means to obtain any angular cut during machining operation, this swivel base is used. So again I am repeating this. This swivel base is used to obtain any angular surface finishing operation or cutting operation. Here elevating screw is provided, and this elevating screw helps to obtain or to maintain up and down movement of this work table. Now similar over here, one mechanism is shown which helps to obtain automatic feed movement of the work table, and this mechanism is called as the ratchet and pole mechanism. So this mechanism is known as ratchet and pole mechanism. The last bottom part is called as the base or bed. This is the driving pulley. This is the frame, or you can also see it as column, which supports the entire top portion. The reciprocating movement which can be obtained with the help of another part, that part is called as the ram. This ram locking handle is also provided over here, with the help of which this ram can be locked. And as we have discussed, this is the stroke positioning wheel which helps to maintain the stroke length. So these are the basic parts of this shaper machine, and during examination, if the question is asked as explain the schematic diagram of shaper machine, and at that time you must need to draw this 2D diagram of this shaper machine and mention all the parts available in the figure, and after that explain one by one different parts available in this shaper machine. Now let us understand the classification of the shaper machine. Now as we have seen, there are different parts available in the shaper machine, and these parts can be arranged in many different manners to operate and to obtain different types of the shaper machine. So now the first type, that is the according to types of the mechanism. That means, as we have discussed in our previous part, that ram can be moved, or ram is adjusted to move in the reciprocating direction. That means reciprocating movement can be obtained by using different types of the mechanism. So the different types of mechanism which can be used to obtain this reciprocating motion, that are, it may be a crank type mechanism, it may be a geared type mechanism, or it may be a hydraulically operated mechanism. So these three different mechanisms can be used to obtain this reciprocating movement. Now the next one, that is the according to the position and travel of the ram. So we have discussed in our first topic of this shaper planer and slaughter machine that ram can be moved in maybe a horizontal direction, maybe a vertical direction. So according to that, it may be classified as horizontal type, it may be called as vertical type, and it may be a traveling head type. So this is the another classification according to position of travel of the ram. Now the third one, that is the according to type of the design of the table, and this table can be designed as standard table, and it may be designed as universal table. So in the case of the standard table, as we have discussed, this table can be moved in the x direction or maybe in the y direction. But in addition to this, if this table can be given rotary movement also, then that type of the table is called as the universal table. That means if the table can be swiveled about z axis, then that table is called as the universal table. So this is the another classification of the Sapir machine. And now the last one, that is according to the type of cutting stroke. And according to type of cutting stroke, there may be a two type of the stroke. It may be a push stroke or it may be a draw stroke. So during push stroke and during draw stroke, there is a variation in removal of material if the material is removed during the return of the stroke or if the material is removed during the forward stroke. Based on that, this Sapir machine can also be classified, because based on requirement, this push stroke or draw stroke is also required. And this we will discuss during the actual mechanism that is required to operate this Sapir machine, and that we will see in our further lectures also. So in this lecture we have discussed about the basic main parts available in the Sapir machine and where these different parts are located in actual Sapir machine. And after that we have discussed about these different classification of the Sapir machine. So in our further lectures onwards, we will further discuss about this Sapir machine in detail. So I hope it is clear to you that how these different parts are available in the case of the Sapir machine and how this Sapir machine can be classified. So looking forward to see you all in our next lecture. Up to then, thank you.